Lots of clouds today. They say it's supposed to rain in the weekend. I guess we'll see. And what's going on today? How about this one? Apparently this was a first for, I guess, drone passenger transportation, I guess you could say. This one says, Volocopter soars under the blue skies of Tampa. Tampa International Airport ranked the #1 large airport in J.D. Power's North America Airport Satisfaction Study, and Volocopter, the pioneer of air mobility, have successfully kicked off a multi-layered flight test campaign with a crewed Volocopter 2X. This marks the first ever flight test of an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft in an operational and large international airport in the US, and the first eVTOL test in the state of Florida. The flight test campaign consisted of aircraft downwash and outwash testing with the US Federal Aviation Authority and performance testing in local environment conditions. Media partners and guests were invited to the event with a clear view of the public on location. The invites included Florida Department of Transportation Secretary Jared Perdue, Mayor of Tampa Jane Castor, and the leaders of the Congress who are supporting UAM industry growth, regulatory advancement, and acceleration of the public acceptance of eVTOLs in the US. That seems to be a common theme when it comes to these types of news recently with drones and all that. If it's for commercial use and all that, they want to find a way to, I guess, push it and accelerate it. Which again doesn't make sense with all the fear-mongering they have with people just flying things like toys and all that. They did show some videos, I guess, of the demonstration even from before in other places. And to me it looks kind of, I don't know, really light. I wonder how well it actually handles in things like extreme wind or extreme weather. This was big news today too. Was this gonna start a world war where apparently it says Hezbollah has, I guess, entered that war between Israel and Palestine. And from a lot of, I guess, the translations people are saying, they're kind of warning the US not to get involved. Otherwise, I guess they will suffer the consequences and so forth.
All these American fleets have come for you. You will be shelled by the US warplanes. And here, once again, I warn you not to go further, as many civilians have fallen as martyrs. And this will bring us to the same equation: a civilian for a civilian. All scenarios are open. All scenarios are open on our Lebanese southern front.
For example, like here with some people translating it, says Hezbollah has entered the war, not an official declaration of war. The intensity depends on Israeli behavior toward Lebanon and how the situation develops in Gaza. In a case of regional war, US ships and their air force will pay a heavy price. Preparations have been made to destroy all US naval assets. The Al-Aqsa operation was an independent decision by Palestinians. If Israel bombs our civilians, we will bomb their civilians. How they act will determine how we will act. Yemen and Iraqi forces will intensify their attacks on US and Israeli assets. USA should remember its humiliating defeats in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Again, that's a translation which some people are saying that's not what was said, but either way, that looks like it's going to get really bad if this doesn't end, huh? And the other piece of news which was pretty big, apparently that Sam Bankman Fried has been found guilty, and I guess they're talking about how his parents and stuff reacted to. Cryptocurrency founder Sam Bankman Fried was convicted yesterday of what has been called one of the biggest financial frauds in US history. The FTX founder was found guilty of 7 charges against him, accusing him of stealing around $10 billion from customers and investors. Here's the interesting thing too, because it says here a jury quickly reached a decision after starting deliberations yesterday afternoon. His parents, Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried, are Stanford law professors, hugged once the verdict was read out and were seen holding their heads and fighting tears. So I guess he will get, prison and so forth. It makes you wonder if anything will actually get done. Could he technically appeal this too? Again, it's kind of interesting how they say the jury was really quick in making their decision. In that sense, they're saying here's an example where people, you shouldn't commit crimes and all that. It says here, here's the thing, the cryptocurrency industry might be new, the players like Sam Bankman-Fried might be new, but this is the kind of fraud, this is the kind of corruption is as old as time, and we have no patience for it. When I became a US attorney, I promised we would be relentless in rooting corruption in our financial markets. This is what relentless looks like. This case moved at lightning speed. This was not a coincidence, that was a choice. this is also a message, a warning in this case, to every single fraudster out there who thinks that they're untouchable or that their crimes are too complex for us to catch. I'm just wondering, in the end, will he actually get, let's just say, the punishment that will satisfy people who got scammed and all that? As well, with the parents and so forth, it kind of reminds me of other situations I know personally. Actually, there's these people that are so, I guess, scammy, if that's what you want to say, yet the parents are such in denial, they always defend them, and in many ways they're kind of making them grow up like a criminal, basically not having them take accountability and all that, which makes me wonder if that was potentially the case here as well. A person that's always grown up in an environment where they didn't ever have to take responsibility when they screw up, let's just say the parents like, that's okay, here's some money, like that type of thing. It makes me wonder actually. There were also some points, for example, whenever he was asked questions, it said he was responding in a way saying, I don't recollect basically whatever happened, like in a very evasive way over 100 times. I guess common sense wise, it would kind of make you agree that, okay, he seems like he's guilty and so forth, unless you truly believe someone can't recall that much information and all that. But again, it makes you wonder, at the end of the day, is he going to get the punishment that satisfies, I guess, the people who got scammed by this overall? Alright, see you guys later.